Oh man, this Myloe guy has really been covering a lot of the best, most fondly remembered N64 games on his channel. He has a long-running series on Ocarina of Time, that Pro Skater 2 video was pretty rad, and he even just recently covered the entirety of Star Fox 64? So cool! I'm just glad I thought about subscribing to him on YouTube. I'm sure the next video he's gonna put out is gonna be about a game that I grew up with and I know it like the back of my hand. We're talking about Chameleon Twist today. You know, the game where you play as a chameleon, but you look more like a little robot dude than a chameleon because you followed that weird stoned rabbit from Alice in Wonderland into the cauldron full of rainbows, and now the only semblance of a chameleon-related ability that you have is your long tongue, which can be used for fun and wacky long tongue hijinks? Yeah, you know the one. What I've just summed up basically covers the introductory events of this game's story in their entirety. You're a cute little chameleon dude, you follow a rabbit into the thingy, and suddenly you've changed form into a more playable platforming mascot, which is honestly really nice, because I don't think this would have been nearly as cool if we had to play the game looking like this guy. As goofy as this game is right out of the gate though, it's actually extremely fun to play. You've got plenty of platforming segments to make your way through, but the most interesting part has to do with your chameleon tongue powers. I didn't know what to expect while playing this game through for the first time, but I can tell you that I didn't expect it to be very in-depth control-wise. But have I got news for you. We've got a tongue that can extend super far, which we can catch enemies with and hold them in our mouths, and then we can spit the enemies out at the other enemies and get rid of them machine gun style, or you can spit them out one at a time if that's more your speed. We can grapple and travel to these wooden poles by looping our tongues around them, or just swinging a giant gravity-defying circle all the way around them. We can stand up on top of our tongue, which gives us some pretty good height to make our way on top of objects we can't jump to, or we can just spring-load launch ourselves out of tongue stance in order to fling ourselves even higher up if you can manage to jump in good timing. And that's actually about it. I guess you can also jump while your tongue is traveling around too, which can become useful every now and again, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, with all of these options at our control, this game's levels actually have some pretty sweet puzzles hidden within them. Sometimes the puzzle is just how to swing yourself from one side of the room to the other, and sometimes it's a little enemy rush room where you need to eat and defeat all of these ants before you can move on. But sometimes it's not a room at all, and it's just one gigantic interconnected level that you need to make it through to get to the boss. Oh yeah, you'd better believe there are boss fights in this game. There's actually a unique boss at the end of every single level in this game. All 6 of them. Wait, all 6 of them. Surely I wrote that wrong. Are there only 6 levels in this whole game? That's not just the first world or something, right? That's the entire game. Wow. Really? Okay, yeah, there's only 6. Well, whatever, let's keep going. These boss fights are super rad. One minute you're pushing this dude off a cliff by shooting butterflies at him, and the next you're fighting this queen ant with a rump the size of a big truck or something. I don't know. Her ass is huge, that's what I meant by that. Some of these bosses are definitely a little more unique than others though. Like with this first guy, you just shoot at him enough and you'll beat him really fast even if you didn't know he was meant to be pushed off the cliff. I should know, because that's what I did. But then others, like this queen ant, need to be tripped over by our tongue as we Spider-Man around this pole in the center of the arena before she can be shot, and this one even took me a few attempts to finally beat. But for every pretty cool boss fight, we also have ones like this armadillo dude who just jumps around for a while and then lands and lets you shoot him. I guess the difficulty here comes in the form of your only ammo being on the ground for like a second before they retreat back in the sand, but this dude just straight up jumps around way too slowly for this to be any sort of challenge. In the next level, you have this crazy worm who's really fast and destroys the floor you're walking on and makes it harder to shoot his little body segments off of him when he drive-bys you at incredible speed. These bosses may not all be complex, but they are a lot of fun in my opinion and serve as a great cap to every level in the game. Well, okay, there's actually one boss in this game that just isn't fun at all, and it's this cake thing. It spins around a little bit, and then it opens up and you can see 4 little chocolate dudes running the machine inside of it, I guess, and literally all we have to do to beat this boss is just eat the chocolate guys. This isn't a challenge at all, and it most certainly isn't a boss fight. I don't know what they thought they were cooking with this one, but it wasn't a cake if you know what I'm saying. There is also a small collectible goal in this game in case you're one to chase after 100% save files, and it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is collect all of the crowns in every level. You can get a little crown badge on every level, and it's not actually to signify that you found all the crowns for some reason. Instead, this crown symbol just signifies that you found at least 20 of them in each level. Why would that be important? Well, finding at least 20 crowns in every level of this game actually unlocks a final 7th level for us to play through, adding a little extra reward for those seeking the most out of this adventure. For going through and painstakingly collecting all of these crowns in every level, we're rewarded A boss rush. Okay, whatever. It's just a boss rush. But that's not all bad. Some of these bosses are pretty fun after all, so let's just power through and see what we can unlock at the very end of this game. We beat this guy, the cake, the bouncy armadillo, the ant lady with a bangin' backside, the skittery worm guy that drops all the bombs, and finally, the last one. Or the first one, I guess. I don't know why, but I did this boss rush in reverse order. Anyway, here comes our final exciting reward, and I can't wait. Oh. Yeah, there's no reward. Being able to fight every boss without having to play through their levels is the reward, I guess. Can't believe I won 100% of the game for this. At least it was a pretty good time. Overall, Chameleon Twist is a fun game. It's just that it's so fun that I find its worst quality to be that it doesn't have more content to play. Unfortunately, this game is really short, and even in taking my time to find every crown in the level, not just 20, without looking them up, the content well just ran dry so fast. I'd still give this game a perfectly good 7 or 8 out of 10 just for the way that it plays, but even that is a little generous considering you can be completely done with this game in like 3 hours or so from the first time you boot it up. At least the last couple levels really challenged me to use every piece of the game's mechanics in order to make it through alive. I really enjoyed my time playing through Chameleon Twist. Maybe I should go ahead and grab the second game next. Let me know if you'd like to see that video in the comments down below. Anyways, that's my time for today. If you liked the video, like the video, and maybe consider subscribing in case you'd like to see more from me. As for now, my name's Myloe, and I'm out.